Okay, now, okay, so we are in the middle of our discussion, right? So I hope that you are clear why um, our marginal external cost function is increasing, because when person A is playing music, so it will give cost to the person B, because person B hates music. So the more A play the music, the higher the cost to B. While person B, the demands curve or the marginal benefits person A gets from playing the music is actually decreasing, because the more you get, the more you play the music, the additional benefit to you is actually lesser and lesser. Right? Okay. So the utility you get will be lesser and lesser. Okay, so person A is the one who is playing the music, right? Person B is the one who hates the music. So person A wants to actually play the music up to P0. You wish to play forever, every day, because playing music will increase your utility. So from 0 until P naught. Why do I put pollution? Because remember, music can be sounds pollution. Okay. While person B wish the music could be 0. Okay. So while I can say that if I want to draw a separate diagram for person A, okay, let me write it, draw it here. So these all are the marginal benefit for person A. While for person B, because person B will get the cost, right? So the cost will be increasing. So person A will stop until P naught. Remember, P naught is the maximum marginal benefit received by person A. So the cost to person B is this one. This is the marginal external cost to person B. Okay, so basically you are talking about two individuals, so they will have two separate diagrams. But in this case, I combine these two into one. So I wanted you to know that we are talking about two persons. That's why we will have these two diagrams. Okay, so now I hope that it is clear to you. So what happened if, let's say, there is no bargaining occurred, if let's say A and B are living next to each other. So what happened to A? A will play forever. What happened to B? B will go crazy, isn't it? So definitely B will complain or do whatever to show that he is very unhappy. So if no bargaining occurs between these two parties, definitely A will want to pollute up to P0, as I told you just now. So total benefit for A will be all this area, while B was the pollution becomes 0. Right, as I told you, because B has pollution. But what happened if, let's say, the pollution up to P naught? So these are the, where is it? These are the total cost to B. Okay? So if you look at in this diagram, total cost for B is B, D, and C. That are the area for the cost. Okay. So if you look at here as well, at P naught, okay, let me show using my diagram. At P naught, basically the marginal cost, which is this one, is actually higher than, so remember this increasing line is marginal cost, marginal external cost, while this downward sloping line is the marginal benefit. So in this case, you can see that the marginal cost is higher than marginal benefit, right? Okay, you can see at this part, MEC is actually bigger than MB. Marginal external cost is bigger than marginal benefit. How about at point 0? If let's say B said that I just want the pollution become 0. So what happened? At this case, if you look at this line, the marginal benefit is larger than the marginal external cost. MB is actually bigger than MEC. So when you have bigger or smaller, this actually doesn't fulfill the efficiency criteria. What is the efficiency criteria? It means that our marginal benefit should equal to marginal external cost. Where is it? It should be somewhere here. That's why this point, which is your P star, should be the efficient point. Okay? So my question now, So you should be able to understand the diagram. If you don't know how to explain the diagram, you cannot answer my question. Okay, so my question now, how to achieve efficiency? How to get at this point, at P star? Because definitely A wants to pollute up to P naught, while B want the pollution to be at zero. But the efficient point is at P star. How to achieve it? How? The answer is Mosa. How to achieve at P star? Mosa, how to achieve P star?
So, um, no, madam, I'm not saying it.
Okay, so as I told you many times, when I posted the question, definitely the answer will be discussed in the next slide. They're all there, unless you didn't
Mhm.
watch it. So how to achieve efficiency? Definitely you have to
Yeah, I didn't
apply
watch
the
the program.
Gaussian solution. It means that you have to bargain. Okay, Gaussian solution is an economic terms, but in layman term, you have to do bargaining between these two persons. Okay, right? So definitely in this case, what you have to do, um, you have to sacrifice this area, and you also have to sacrifice this area to get up to this P star. Okay, so um, well, basically, I don't really want to explain everything because everything are actually in the video. Okay, but you have to know how do we get to this P star. Okay, how do these two person negotiate so that they will end up at the P star. So definitely person B will give some compensation to A if, okay, maybe I have to write it here. Okay, so you have two condition or option. If let's say A has the right or B has the right. If A has the right to pollute, so B should pay some compensation so that A can reduce its pollution. Okay? When B pays some compensation to A, at least the utility of A will be at the same level. If B has the right to zero pollution, so definitely A has to pay some compensation so that A can at least play some music. Okay? So both will be uh, happy by producing at P star. Okay, so they have some methods how to bargain so that they can achieve at the P star efficient point. Okay, you have to remember. So according to Cogent solution, regardless who have the right, they will achieve at the efficient point by bargaining. Okay, so next, wow, I do still have question for slide number 28. Okay, if let's say you know that you will get the efficient solution regardless of who hold the right. But why aren't causation solution are always pursued? Why didn't we apply this solution if let's say you know that applying this solution will give you efficient point or efficient solution? Why aren't it pursued? Hmm. Can I get the answer from Abdiaziz, any idea? Even though you didn't watch the video, why do you think that we didn't use Gaussian solution? Abdiaziz, are you still there? Or you are having your early iftar? Maybe he's running away from the class, huh?
I am here still.
Okay, tell me any idea? Why do you think that we didn't use causal solution to solve external issues or problem?
Yeah, because of transaction costs are often large.
Yes, perfect. Okay, Mosa, you wanna say something? Hmm. So Mosa is thinking.
Madam,
Uh-huh.
uh, maybe it's because some data it's difficult to explain
Hmm. So,
through
so you cannot
potential
do bargaining,
opportunities.
right? Some data are not available by the parties. So,
Yeah.
for instance, okay, let me write it here. For instance, you are talking about person A and person B. Person A is a factory. Person B is a public. Okay, so factory is polluting the public, right? So whatever pollution that the factory can do, and the public will suffer the consequences. But because the public has no idea what are the pollution, how severe the pollution is, and how harmful the pollution to them, so they have no idea, so they have no information about it. So because of that, they cannot do bargaining with a factory because they are ignorant. Okay, so that's why many people are many in many cases we cannot apply causation solution because of many reasons. Okay, so so yeah, the answer actually have mentioned it here. Okay, it's also often very costly to define the property right. For instance, the ocean. How can you say that this ocean is belongs to this village? So it's hard to define it, and it's also hard to prevent others from consuming it. Remember, resources. Remember, public good has the property of non-excludable and non-rivalry. So you can exclude people from using your property. So it's hard actually or costly to give or to assign property rights to the environmental good and many other reasons that I have mentioned it here. Okay? And the last slide that I would like to discuss with everyone. Yeah, a very simple question. Should the government intervene to address market failure? When you have pollution externalities, should we ask the government to intervene to correct the market? Musa?
Yeah. Yes, madam.
Okay. I think it's because of fasting. So some of you are like maybe very sleepy or don't have
Yes,
energy. So
madam.
I'm not sure. So no, okay. Normally, we learn that in economics, when you have any problem, when you have pollution or externalities, negative externalities, government should come in to intervene. The third party should come in to solve the problem, isn't it? The third party should become the hero to somehow settle the problem. But is it true? Is it not true? The answer is not necessarily. Okay? You cannot say yes, perfectly the government should intervene. Or you cannot say no, the government should not intervene because we have a market, so market can adjust accordingly. Right? Because market we assume that it can correct itself because they have the systems and so on. Well, you cannot say perfectly yes or no. Your answer is okay, so basically the answer is not necessarily because from an efficient point of view, government intervention is only justified or is allowed when the expected, okay, let me write it here, marker please. So government intervention is allowed when the expected net present value of your benefits is larger than the expected net present value of your cost. Okay, so your benefits. So basically, expected is just something that you are not sure in the future. So we are saying that the benefit should actually larger than the cost. Okay, government can only intervene if, let's say, your expected benefits is larger than the cost. If, let's say, the benefit is smaller than the cost, government cannot intervene. If the government intervenes, means that you will achieve inefficient uh, allocation of resources. Okay, so I hope that it is clear. The next or the last part is, yeah, this one. Okay, so government failure is very common, especially in the developing countries and poor countries. Why? It is very common that you heard about corruption, right? Corruption in countries are very common. Okay, because the government have the power, the government have the money, so they tend to misuse of their power and money or resources that they have. So the government can also suffer from failure. Okay, now, so if you watch my video, I have posted a question here, a case study. Okay, based on this image, you can see that this image is about the playground. And then you install a CCTV. Okay, so I posted a case where uh, let's assume that it is very common that kids are kidnapped when they are playing in the playgrounds, and the case are actually increasing because sometimes the kids go to the playground without the supervisions of their parents. The parents are at the home and the kids are at the playground playing with their friends, playing with their little brothers and little sisters. So because there is no supervision from their guardians or parents, so the kids are easily kidnapped by the strangers. So because of this problem, and it is getting serious and severe, so the government said that, well, it's better to install the CCTV so that we can find or we can solve these kidnapping issues. So my question is, do you think that this is the right decision for the government to do it, to go about? Should we install this CCTV? Abdiaziz, what do you think?
Repeat again, Prof.
What? Repeat the question.
Yeah.
I said when you have higher increasing case of um, when you have increasing case of kidnapping, if the government wants to install CCTV, do you think that this decision is efficient?
Yeah, still I didn't hear you clear.
Still what?
I didn't hear.
You couldn't hear. Okay. Wow. Why? Mosa, can you hear my voice?
Yes, madam.
So what is your answer, please?
The question,
Huh?
to which question, madam?
I said if governments want to intervene by installing CCTV into the playground, is it an efficient decision by installing the CCTV?
By installing the CCTV,
Yeah. Is it an efficient
control the
decision?
market, madam. It's it's efficient. Yeah, madam.
Why it is efficient?
But uh, because By that, they can solve many problems.
Okay, thank you for the answer. The answer is it is not efficient. Okay, why is that? The cost, remember, as I mentioned to you just now, the government can only intervene, are allowed to intervene if, let's say, the benefits, the expected benefit, bigger than the cost. In this case, okay, so, well, um, the cost of installing CCTV in every playground. Remember, you may have like um, many countries. In one country, you will have many areas, many towns, and in the town, you may also have several playgrounds. So if you want to install every CCTV in the playground, the cost might be like million, right? And the benefits of preventing this kidnapping is good, is high, but not as much as the cost incurred by the government. You can also adopt other method like by requesting the parents to be in the playground, or else the kids will be prevented from entering the playground. So that will be dealing with a low cost compared to installing CCTV in all the playground. Sometimes it is also not very safe if, let's say, you allow your kids, very small kids, to go everywhere without the guardian. Even though they are not kidnapped by the strangers, they can be involved in accidents, right? So, the cost of installing this CCTV might not be justifiable. Okay, so you have to think about, when you wanted to make a decision, you have to think whether the benefits is greater or the benefits is smaller than the cost. Okay, I hope that it is clear. So now I think we have we have discussed everything. Okay, so all the point that I wanted to ask to share have been explained.